Hello and welcome to the General Mercury Retrograde Transit reading. I'll be starting with the Fairy Tarot cards from Doreen Virtue. If you know, you know. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I am accepting personal readings at this time. Take what resonates, and if you would like a Mercury Retrograde Transit reading specifically for your sign, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably do it. Anyway, thank you for being here. Keep your mind open and let's go. Oh, if you don't know, Mercury retrograde is a time when it's best for you to wrap up things you've been meaning to do for a while, but if you're going to do something brand new, if you suddenly want to move, you might not want a Mercury retrograde house or apartment. So just be very careful if you do make a sudden change, that you read through everything carefully, because sometimes things happen where a tree falls on your house and now you have to move. You can't just stay. So just be very careful during these times. A retrograde, if you can imagine Mercury from our perspective on Earth going around the sun, a retrograde is for a moment when it appears to be going backwards just because of where everything is, and that can mess with us. Anyway. General Mercury retrograde messages. Pay attention to your dreams. Definitely, that's pay attention to your dreams, because extra dimensional beings, you might not see their crafts, but you might interact with them on a daily basis in your dreams. Be very careful. I'll tell you. The other night, I had an experience during a dream. I'm not saying anything, was or wasn't anything, but I was in a situation, and there was a point where a being with a fairly long needle accidentally swept it by me and pricked my leg. I was like, oh, they were like, oh, sorry, nothing happened. I looked at my leg and there's just this little chip. and then I picked up the dog that was there and I left because I didn't like it. And anyway, the card that came out for you is Six of Winter. Positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times. Traveling or relocating. This might be a good time to connect to your element. If you're an earth sign, maybe go into the woods. Water sign, go into the water. Fire, light a candle. Air sign, go get some air. Those kinds of things. Just connect to your element, preferably out of somewhere that you usually are, and that could help you reset. It might start a chain of events that brings your aha moment to you. Sometimes we assume okay, I'm going to go out to the woods and I'm going to have my aha moment. It doesn't come to you in the moment, and you're like, oh, no. You picked up the energy, let it develop in you, and you'll get your moment. So, yeah, that's a message. Positive changes will be coming from this Mercury retrograde is the first card out. And traveling or relocating, you might be shifting your focus. I remember one time during a Mercury retrograde, I drove over something on a street and my tire, it popped or something. It was punctured. And I ended up getting new tires. But something. This was right before a very terrible winter. So it wasn't too bad. Maybe I needed new tires, So not everything is the end of the world. Sometimes things happen because it's, it's one of those stepping stones along the way. So it's not all bad, even if it seems like it is. 10 of Summer. An emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends. Raising children wisely. People you can trust. What I'm getting from this card is be careful for your words, and maybe don't hang out with somebody who you wouldn't bring around, someone you look up to. If there's a relationship that you're embarrassed of, like maybe somebody you're seeing, something like that, maybe cut it off. You know, if you can't speak about it at the dinner table, you know, maybe don't do it. That's the energy I'm getting from this Ten of Summer here. Just like clean yourself off. You know, you have the full ability to walk away from things that make you feel dirty. That's the energy that I'm getting here. Okay? uh, and let's see. Emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends. Maybe, you know, spend some time, hang out with friends. But I get the sense that if you just say hi, like if you post an Instagram story saying, like, hi, you know, I hope everybody's doing good, positive affirmations, something like that, it may be very well received. And I don't know if you've ever played The Sims, but if you can imagine that you have relationships with people, not to be too cold, but imagine you have relationships with people, and the longer you go without talking to them or acknowledging them, the relationship meter goes down, it shrinks. If you just even send out a positive message, they're going to like you a little bit more. You might get like a +1. You know, keep up with it. There's a message that pops up in The Sims 1. Friendships are like plants. If you don't water them, they die. It's, you know, I'm paraphrasing. Four of Spring. Be grateful you have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness. A contented personal life. It seems like you're going to be reaching a place in life where you can kind of just like relax. So yeah, I'm getting the sense that when you walk away from, you know, in some manner, walk away from things that don't make you feel good, you're just going to feel so content and happy, and you might even celebrate. If you have a glass of water, you have a great privilege here on this earth. This is a great time to be alive. You know, it's clean. It's there for you when you need it. You can pour a glass of water for yourself and just to have like a couple sips of it. You know, it's not that serious. This is a time to celebrate and have deep feelings of peace and happiness. Remember, you know, reflect on times when you didn't have everything that you have now, and be grateful for everything that you have. You know, don't get caught up in feelings of unpeace. The Lover's card is here. True love that is long-lasting, choices made from the heart, a return to good health. So, perhaps you, in the past, got yourself into a little bit of trouble. Maybe not in a legal sense, you know, maybe not from the perspective of any authority, but you might have gotten yourself into a situation that you're coming out of here with the Mercury retrograde, and it's just bringing you so much peace, and you find yourself doing something that is so much better for you. Sometimes, I'm sure we've all experienced, we have a friendship that, you know, this is an example of something that's not so extreme. We have a friendship and we find ourselves just kind of detracting from things that we feel good about doing. You know, maybe it's somebody who doesn't respect us fully, you know, so we end up toning ourselves down. Yeah. So maybe you take energy away from that. And, you know, I could just spout off about examples, you know, not to make like a super long video. I've actually been trying to keep them short. But let's say that you're in love with somebody who's married. You know, nobody wants to talk about it, but I see it happen to people all the time. And they're having these like meaningful conversations, you know, they're having a great relationship, supposedly. But here's a saying, when you feed somebody else's dog bread, you lose the bread and you lose the dog. Yeah, because the dog goes back to its owner with the bread and now you don't have anything, you know? So it might seem like you're building like relationships, but if they're not going to go anywhere, you know, have your funeral and move on, you know? Something that you can do that it won't do any harm. Write their name on a piece of paper and burn it. And there you go. You've released your attachment. I'm going to make a video on how to release attachments. I hear people talking about cutting cords all the time, and it makes me feel like I need to say what I know about why that isn't good. I'm going to use a tarot deck now, a more traditional tarot deck, for some sort of a closing message. Yeah, you're you're entering a harmonious state of your life here with the Two of Cups. You're when you are where you're meant to be, you are received. What I'm the image I'm getting is fairly abstract, but it's like if you're somewhere where you're not meant to be, it's like oil and water. You know, they don't mix. But if you think about it, the oil, it's not just that they don't mix, but they don't really share anything. And let's say that you're like a hot drop of oil, you know? You have a lot to give. So you land on some cold water. You don't really exchange anything except you're losing your energy. And then you're just this cold oil. You're sluggish, right? But if you move on to some like if you move somewhere where you're equal, you can actually mend yourself and blend in. Yeah. Let's see. Those are all of the messages. Thank you for being here. Please remember to like, comment, especially if you want me to do one of these Mercury retrograde transit readings for your specific sign. You may comment, and I'll probably do it. Subscribe as well. Hit the bell notification. That's like the one that I should really stress the most. Is if you hit the bell notification, you won't miss any future videos. And also, I am accepting personal readings. You can find the information in the description box below. Follow me on Cameron Tarot at in Instagram because I do daily readings there as well. And anyway, thank you for being here. I will leave you with that. See you next time.